Marvel Studios' first original series arrives on Disney+.
Wandavision.
What's up, Rashad?
Dez.
And this is episode 4, Wandavision review. Of course, spoiler warning, all the spoilers. And we watched it last night. I'm going to give a quick overview, and then I'm going to ask you how you felt. So first we see the blip. We see the blip in somebody else's eyes, which was like awesome to me because the only time we saw it, it was used like for comedic value in Spider-Man Homecoming, when you know they had the basketball game and the band came back.
Oh yeah.
So like seeing it from a more serious standpoint was like really, really good. Second, we see how, you know, her mom passed away and she has to deal, basically not dealing with the grief of that and getting right into work. I feel like there's some sort of like rivalry or something between the acting director and her at some point. Mm-hmm. So goes on a mission to from a missing person out in Jersey. We get back to Jimmy Woo, our boy from Ant-Man 2. Remember him?
Yeah.
FBI agent from Ant-Man 2. Did you notice that he finally figured out the little magic trick with the card?
Yeah.
Yeah, he said, Jimmy Woo.
I was like,
It's okay. He finally got the trick. So that was cool. Then we see the cops with, if you notice on the car, had Eastview instead of Westview. And they said like Westview don't exist. Westview was also on the highway marker.
Yeah.
The highway sign.
Like they ain't cared a look, or
Yeah.
maybe Wanda.
Yeah, all that change, that was weird. They were kind of odd too. You know what I'm saying? Like they were really weird. If they felt like, even like their verbiage was weird. They said, "Yeah, this is what we're trying to tell your G-man here." Like nobody says that in 2021.
And I was trying to figure out
Well, 2023 for them.
Yeah, I was trying to figure out what a G-man was.
Government.
Oh. I was like,
Yes.
is this some type of slang?
That's funny.
Like, old people must say this.
Nah, that's not it. So, fast forward, and Monica sends the drone in. Drone disappears. Then, of course, she enters into this alternate reality. We see Darcy.
I love her.
From what movie she's from?
Thor.
Yeah, from Thor.
I was about to say Two Broke Girls.
Two Broke Girls.
That's
Oh,
the
I
show she's
hate
on.
that show so much. These girls that have $800 in their account and they're broke, girl.
That
Get
girl
out of here.
living the life.
Yeah,
I wish I had
y'all got
either.
jobs talking about y'all two broke girls living in New York. Anyway, yeah, so she's back and we see that they're in a convoy and everybody has different jobs or whatever. So they go to this whole little sort of like quasi-military setup, and she finds the frequency to the show, quote unquote show, taps in and trying to figure out what's going on. They send somebody else in as we are, bless you, as we find out to be what? The beekeeper was just one of the agents.
You noticed that like that episode was the kids episode. So as he was going in, his little hook got turned into a jump rope.
Oh my God, that was so good. I didn't realize. I saw that. I didn't make the good catch. That was a good catch. Yeah, I did see that. Yeah, when he went through, it changed to a jump rope. God, that's a good catch. All right, and not as good as my theory. I'm gonna tell you in a second, but that was a good catch. Yeah. No, it is. Anyway, so that happened, and we see. You know, we don't even know what happens to him because that's kind of still unanswered. We see. Oh, we also see the actual entire scene from when Monica gets booted out of the reality, which was like super tense and kind of weird and horrific. So that was cool. And
I was like, girl, why you bring it up? You should have knew this was gonna happen.
I think she kind of snapped back into reality. Because you could see like every once in a while a character in there will kind of snap out of like that yeah it could be
like when Herb and Agnes did.
Yeah so it almost seems that some people I kind of have more of an awareness what's going on. Some people don't. We see that Agnes wasn't on the list of people they had on the wall. Everybody else was. She wasn't. So she could probably still be some sort of like, third party trying to, infiltrate Wanda and whole nine or whatever. So get to that. Monica leaves, and because he had the whole part 2 where we see how Darcy is able to kind of interact through the radio from episode 2. And even then, we saw how when that happened, that kind of broke Wanda's concentration. Yeah. And on their end, the TV skipped. But when we saw it, it just went straight through. Did you remember that too? And then, of course, her hand started bleeding. And, what does the girl do? Get blood off the linen. She does it herself. It's the creepiest scene.
She's like, she does it herself.
It's like, damn, you're bleeding red. Anyway. Oh, yeah. Real quick aside. Even the... And see how everything that goes in there changes form to fit whatever time frame it's in, because the drone turned into like a 1950s 60s type of helicopter that almost like one of those helicopters you see like in the ocean type search and rescue mission type deal.
I was like, and when she brought out that little drone, I was like, why she got a toy helicopter?
Oh my
why
God.
she playing? It didn't click. I was like, what is she doing?
Like, you went from so high with the rope thing to so low with that.
It was just like, it didn't look like a drone.
Yeah. Okay. So that happened. And then, of course, we see, so after Monica gets booted out, we see like her basically from the scene from one of the trailers where she kind of puts everything back together. We would think probably in the trailers that's her trying to recreate the scene. Now that's her fixing her mess. So she recreates the the bookshelf and all the outside and stuff. Vision comes back in on their end from the last episode. We see even more of their interaction, and from their end it just jumps straight to them being on the couch.
No. You missed the part.
What happened?
When she saw Vision dead.
Oh yeah, that's what I was gonna talk about.
Oh.
Yeah. So we saw Vision and she has and then she kind of snaps back out of the reality of the fake reality of it all and sees him Thanos.
Yeah.
head trauma going on there and all that very grayish purplish look. Which was I was like, oh snap! I'm like, yo, so is he really walking around dead for real? And she's just kind of reanimating his body in his reality.
I was thinking the same thing. I was like, does she have his cadaver?
Not a cadaver. Oh my god.
Because if she does, this show just took a turn for the worse.
And the crazy thing is, there's a deleted scene from Endgame where that kind of happens, where at the end, the Wanda takes Vision's body.
Oh my
so
God.
they cut that out of the Endgame, but that could be kind of like a lingering thread that kind of gets.
Yeah, they're looking for a Vision body and Wanda
hey,
got it.
where's Vision?
Like Spider-Man looking for it because Iron Man for them want a Vision to get it. And Wanda just having fun with it.
Over here, weekend at Bernie and weekend at Bernie's daggone Vision.
Like, gosh.
That's a dated reference, but
Yeah, not my time.
Yeah.
At all.
Look it up. Weekend at Bernie's. It's crazy. The concept of that movie right now in 2021 is ridiculous. It's basically a dead guy and they're basically puppeting him. And I think that there was a girls movie that came out 2018 or 19 where they killed somebody at a party and they tried to act like he was alive the entire time. I forgot the name of it. Anyway.
Now I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, stupid. But anyway.
What?
So this whole thing leads me to my theory. Okay, look at the camera. And I'm going to call this the art theory. Art.
A-R-T.
A-R-T. So there is a the picture that I had up, the screenshot I took, is basically when she puts the bookshelf back together. And if you look on the bookshelf, I noticed a title of a book that was super I can see it clear. It said Chagall. All right. So then I look at it a little. I said, okay, so what's above it? I couldn't make out what really was above it, but I could make out what was above that. Skip 2 books above that. So at the top book is going to be, the middle book says Michelangelo. Of course, he's an artist.
Yeah.
Another book says Degas. He's an artist too. And the original book that I saw was Chagall. And Chagall is also an artist. So we go from the Renaissance art to Impressionism to Surrealism. All right? So if you look at what's going on and looking at these artists, of course, the Renaissance is like the golden age of art. It's like how everything from the Renaissance basically influenced art up until now. Like, there's still influences from Renaissance art in all art. Degas with Impressionism is basically is not real life, but it's an impression of what the artist sees. So they're not trying to draw here's the bowl. I'm drawing the bowl. I'm going to draw an impression of what I think the bowl is. Moving on to Surrealism, which is basically just ended, it's a 20th century art. It's a juxtaposition of distant realities to activate the unconscious mind through imagery. Now, what does that sound like? It sounds like the show. Yeah. So even if you go through like the TV decades, right? Yeah. Of course, we had the 50s, which is like the golden age of television, and we have a lot of idealized and idyllic things that people wanted you to see that what it was. Because TV was new. A lot of people who had TV were affluent white folks, and that's what they showed. They showed things that were idealized and targeted towards them. Even going back to the Renaissance, where because it's European Renaissance, and what do we have out of that? We have, white Jesus. You know what I'm saying? The frescoes, all this imagery, especially when it comes to the biblical imagery of everything being one way when it really wasn't that way. Yeah. All right. Moving on to Impressionism, that time you have where artists starting to kind of rebel and kind of break away from the traditional art and shift. And then you have Surrealism, where they say, hey, we're gonna take all these things and piece them back together and say this is what it is. So that's exactly what's going on in the show right now. You know what I'm saying? Of course, it's just a theory, but for me, it's kind of obvious. And that's how the show is going. Because even if you look from the outside looking in, that's how they're looking at it. Mona just piecing all these things together into some sort of reality that she wants it to be based on what she sees in her subconscious mind, basically. Because even when it comes subconsciously to the commercials. Mm-hmm. First one was what? The toaster, the Stark toaster. Oh yeah. The second one was what was the Strucker? The Strucker. The watch. Yeah. Third one was what? The Hydra Soak. All those things are dealing with things that happen in Wanda's life. Yeah. And subconsciously, she's actually making commercials about herself too, which is crazy. So, predictions for next episode.
They actually gonna find out what happened because now Monica is back.
Right.
And also, side note, now I see in the episode where she met Geraldine Monica, why she was like, my name is Geraldine. I get it now because she was like trying to make a name that matched that era. And
she did, and plus it could be really like she didn't know where she was. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Because even the whole time while she was there because she was hosting the talent show.
Yeah, how'd she get comfortable so quick?
That's what I'm saying. So because think about it, everybody in there is basically following these roles. Mm-hmm. And the only person that really has like a kind of overarching understanding of what's going on is Agnes.
Yeah.
So
Agnes does seem aware.
Yeah, she seems way more cognizant of what's going on.
Also, this might not even be true, but they got Agnes might be going around telling people, hey, we live in Westview, not Eastview, and you're this person, not this person. I mean, it might not even be true.
Yeah,
but I
but
believe that.
yeah, it could. She could have some sort of like, even if it's not spoken, some sort of like overarching influence on everybody. But yeah, what do you guys think? I mean, we went super long. I didn't even expect to be talking as much, but yeah, art theory. If you believe it, comment below. If you have your own theory about the show, let us know. Like, share, subscribe, all the things. I can't wait till episode 5 next Friday. Back at it. Oh yeah, kids got something to say. Pod dropping a couple of days, and of course, hanging with the Joneses on Monday. Vlog tomorrow. Peace.